No matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? How beautiful are those mountains today? Oh my gosh. Pat was driving to Harmony Center in Whittier, and so we're tag teaming it up to 6:05 this morning. And I called her. She was up ahead of me, and I called her, and she said, I was just getting ready to dial you. I said, aren't they beautiful? Because I had sent her pictures when I drove up here yesterday, and she said, the pictures just don't do it justice. I said, I know, they're just stunning, just stunning. And we were talking, and I said, you know, they're always there. We can't always see them, but they're always there. So there's your metaphor for life. That was a freebie for today. Yes, you're welcome. So I'm Reverend Tracy, delighted to welcome you here to our lovely community of like-minded, big-hearted, generous, loving people. What I know is that every time we come together, we are all lifted and uplifted. So thank you all for being here. We want to wave to our friends that are out there online, because we know that in community, space and distance don't mean a thing. It's all about the love. It's all about the consciousness, and that's something that we have. So happy to see all of you this morning. So nice to be back, too. This is although I do like my couch and my nice warm blankets and my cough medicine and all that stuff, it's just really nice to be upright and functional once again. So thank you for waiting for me to get back. Appreciate that. All right, so this morning our practitioner of the day is Diane Clemens. She'll do our opening invocation and a reading for us, and then we have some fabulous music. We have Jeff on keyboards and the amazing voice of Tina Meeks. And let's get started, shall we? We're going to start with a centering. We're going to remind ourselves that we are always in alignment with life from the inside out. So let the sound of the bowl take you within. I invite you to take a deep breath, close your eyes, and listen to the sound. Bringing our attention to the heart space, to that place of light and love and peace that lives forever within us. Allowing ourselves to simply settle into the oneness that is the very truth of life.
In this holy moment, as our minds are quiet and we are tuned into spirit, we know there is one power, one presence, one life, and that power and that presence and that life is our life now. And we give thanks for our spiritual center, our wonderful, so special spiritual center, where we come together in harmony and fellowship, where a sense of camaraderie fills this room. We are grateful for our diversity. We are grateful for each and every person who brings their love and their unique gifts, and they bring their light and they make our gatherings warm and meaningful. We accept that this spiritual center is truly, truly our home. And taking these truths into our hearts, I invite you to open your eyes and remember to listen for that inner voice of truth as it speaks to us of our spiritual perfection through today's message. And let's embrace our divinity. Let's see it reflected in the world around us. And so it is. Our reading today is taken from Ernest Holmes, and he starts with the Bible quote that's taken from Matthew. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that Spirit of God dwelleth in you? The household of God is a household of perfection. It is the secret place of the Most High. The inhabitants of this household are all divine beings. Nothing can enter the consciousness of any of these inhabitants that contradicts the unity of good. Each and every member of this household is at peace with all other members. There is a community of peace, of understanding, of fellowship, of love and unity. In this household of God, which is any person's household who declares it to be so, there is no bickering, no jealousy, no avenue through which any littleness or meanness may operate. It is not only a household of peace, but also a household of joy. It is a place of happiness and general contentment. Here is warmth, color, and beauty. The earthly household symbolizes divine harmony of the kingdom of God. No one is a stranger within this household. Nothing is alien to it. It is protected from all fear, from every sense of loss. Nothing can enter it but joy, integrity, and friendship. This is the same good I realize belongs to everyone else. I do not desire a good for myself that is greater than the good I desire for all people. Neither do I deny myself the good I affirm for all others. In this household, the host is God, the living Spirit Almighty. All are invited. All who dwell in this household are guests of the eternal host, and we dwell together in peace and joy and love. Thank you, Ernest. Okay. Steps are a little hard. Thank you.
It's better to use people anyway. We're here for each other. So I'm going to be singing a song that's considered to be back in the day it was called the Negro National Anthem. And as you all know, that this month we celebrate the history of African Americans in this country. And not all of that was a happy beginning. But this song was written in 1900 and a group of chorus singers, little singers that came together, and they sang this song to uplift the spirits of those who've been through so much and to give us something to look forward to. So I hope that you'll hear the message of joy, victory, in addition to some of the sadness that might be in the tone of the song. Here we go.
Song
Oh, fabulous. Thank you so much for that. All right, we light our candle this morning for love in all its many forms, picturing it going to every place that it is needed, which is every place. Remembering that the true power of love is within each and every one of us, and all that we do in the name of love heals. So we bring that healing to this world, to this room, to this individual heart, and simply not just think about it, not just say the words, but to treat love as an action. It is a verb, and that is what we are here to do, is to love. So our theme this month is sacred community. And I want to start with a quote from Ernest Holmes, reminding us what it means to be sacred, what spiritual means, when we say the word God or spirit, what are we really talking about? And Holmes says this. He says, God is not a person. God is a presence personified in us. Spirituality is not a thing. It is the atmosphere of this presence, this goodness, this truth, this beauty. Most of us were raised with a very traditional picture of God as a super person. And when you think about how the human mind works, we tend to imagine things based on what we already know. And yet, all of the mystics teach, all of the spiritual traditions teach at the mystical level, at the metaphysical level, that there is not a person in the sky as much as there is an essence and energy of life itself that creates and transforms and expands. And that is what we are meaning by the presence of God. That is what we are talking about when we say the spirit within. It is that energy of the divine that cannot be denied. And if it helps to picture it as a best friend that you walk next to, then so be it. And if it's Mother Nature to you, then walk in nature. And if it's simply the warmth of the connection that you feel one person to another, then there too is your spiritual truth. My title today is Circle of Love. And we're talking about what it means to be in community and recognizing that we all have an innate desire to be in community. Now, innate means that it's the lizard brain doing the talking here that says you need to be with others in order to be protected. So there's a part of us that gets very anxious when we feel like we don't belong. And I know you've all felt that at some point, maybe not since childhood, maybe just yesterday, but when you feel like you don't fit in, there's a certain amount of tension that goes with that. And that is our survival instinct. That is our simple self telling us that it's better for us when the wolves and the tigers are roaming the plains that we not be out there alone. Now, because we don't have physical tigers and wolves in our everyday life, at least most of us don't, we are at choice as to how we create community. What tribe do we want to belong to? Where do we feel like we most belong? What are we drawn to? And most of the time, we come together in community based on shared values, right? What do we teach in Science of Mind? We teach the value of inclusivity and compassion and kindness. We teach peace and truth and possibility. And so we circle around these ideas. We draw together as a way of living what we value. And I thought that the word circle was kind of interesting. I mean, we all know what a circle is, right? But the verb to circle is specific, or a circle is specifically a group of people surrounding a center of interest. Right? So when you circle up, there's something in the middle that you are all interested in. So maybe we have shared values. Maybe we have a common goal. In this community, what would you say is our shared interest? What is in the middle of the circle when we come here? You know, some of it is the teaching, right? It's this idea of how to live differently, how to see life in a broader way. Maybe what's in the middle of the circle are the friends that you make here. Or maybe it's the music, or maybe it's you love blue and we have a lot of blue. I mean, whatever it is that draws you here, we circle around that as a community. And that's a very powerful visual. That makes sense to me, that we are all after the same thing, or at least moving in a similar direction, or wanting to support each other in this idea of expanding life. I think the ultimate message of our center is that we want to live as love. And everything we teach just comes back to how do we live as love? What does that look like? In here, out there, on the freeway, with my kids, when I'm traveling, when I don't feel well. What does living with love look like? Well, we have a holiday of love this week. Valentine's Day is Wednesday. In case you forgot, now you know you have a couple days to take care of that. Dark chocolate. Remember, dark chocolate. But beyond, the pretty little cards and the kitties holding hearts and the candy hearts and all of that, we know that love is the center of life, right? It's the energy of life. And Saint Valentine is the patron saint of lovers and beekeepers. I'm not sure how the beekeepers got in there, but they're there. But I thought that's actually kind of interesting, because we think about love as nourishing life, as sustaining life, right? When we love something, we take care of it. We feed it, we care for it, we protect it. What do the bees do? They take care of the planet. If they didn't do what they did, we wouldn't have food to eat. It's that simple. So they're nourishing life in all that they do. And that is what love does for us. Now, when we're in community, love looks like being seen, being heard, having a place to speak your truth, having a place to ask the hard questions, having support for wherever you are in your life, or, again, reaching that common goal. It's the action between us that we call love. Bell Hooks is a teacher and author, and she's got some marvelous things about community and about love. And she says, beloved community is formed not by the eradication of difference, but by its affirmation, by each of us claiming the identities and cultural legacies that shape who we are and how we live in the world. That's the message of our center. Ernest Holmes was very clear. You don't have to give up being Catholic or Jewish or a Hindu, or you can still be religious science. You can still see life as a creative process that you are a part of. You can still celebrate spirituality in a way that warms your heart and still follow these spiritual principles, which are true for everyone, everywhere. So it's not about being the same. And I love the fact that when you look around this room, we are not the same. Some of you are more unique than others, and yet here we are together as a group, right? And it's a good thing. We are richer because of it. Community enriches our lives. Otherwise, we'd all be with the same people all the time that look and sound just like us. Boring, boring. Boring is good once in a while, but not as a lifestyle. Okay, so, of course the question is always, how do you love somebody that's really different? And I think that Bell Hooks has the answer again. She says, spirituality and spiritual life give us the strength to love. If we can remember that love is the absolute power and essence of life, that our spiritual truth is love, then when we move around in the world or when we move around in relationship, we're going to be coming from love. And that is the only thing that makes it possible to be in the presence of someone who is not in a loving space, or who is not in a listening space, or who is in very much an aggressive or bullying place. We can still show up as love. And we don't have to camp out in their yard either, right? We don't have to be in a toxic presence, but we can ensure that we come from a healing place. That's our call in life. That's our spiritual work. And it's through our spiritual knowing that we even have the strength and courage to do that. She says that of all the definitions of love that abound in our universe, a favorite of hers is the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. And I think that's really important. We can't really love if we're not anchored ourselves, if we don't have a sense of self that we can love, if we don't have a way of caring for who we are. If we feel insecure, we are very much inclined to lash out at other people, right? Out of fear. Or we get angry, or we get frustrated, or we get really impatient. And when that happens, that's our signal that we are not being taken care of. Something in us needs attention. Something in us needs love. So when we know our own spiritual growth is important, then we remember our own self-worth. When we feel worthy, we extend that same consideration to others. It takes both. One or the other is not enough. So one of the things that we do in community when we say we support each other is we encourage each other, right? You're working on something kind of tough, your practitioners are going to be there to do prayer work with you. You're getting ready to complete a huge project, we're all rooting for you. We're all pulling for you. We're ready to party and celebrate. And the word encourage, I thought was pretty interesting too. It's from the French, courage is from the French, and cœur is heart. So to encourage is to make or put in spirit or a frame of mind, an innermost feeling. We say somebody has heart, we say they have inner strength. So what we do for each other is recognize, and if it's not there, we put in inner strength to remind each other that we have what it takes. We have the support we need in life. We have the energy of, just based on who we are, to do what we are here to do, to create what we want to create, to act out that love and compassion and creativity that's bubbling up inside of us all the time. That's what community does. It says, hey, we see you. You're worth it. We're here for you. And if you're struggling, we're here for you. Here, take some of mine. We get filled up when we're with each other. Now, I know some of us are introverts. Some of us, also get filled up when we get to spend alone time. Sometimes there's just too much people-y stuff out there. But the truth is we need both. Even introverts need a little community now and again. Even extroverts need a little silence now and again. One of the things we teach in spiritual community is balance. It's knowing yourself. It's making sure that you're taking steps for your own heart so that you are available to encourage others, right? So that you are available to offer strength to someone else's temporary weakness. So that we are available to each other to see each other's strength when we can't see our own for ourselves. The real power of love is transformation. Yes, it's fun to have the romantic side of it and to get presents and to cherish our family and to do things with our friends. But really the power of love is transformation because it is in relationship that we grow. Whether it's with ideas or people or an organization or a spiritual community, it's the relationships that we are in that calls forth from us what's inside, right? that friend that drives me crazy, even though I love them, they drive me crazy, it kind of calls forth from me the ability to be more compassionate or more patient, or to take better care of myself so that I can be with them in a better way, right? So whether we're talking about how we relate to a philosophy or a type of food or friends, we're always talking about how we grow, expand, and transform through that relationship. Because remember, God is not a person, it's the presence in you and in me and in this whole life. It is the energy of all of this life that we are. So I do my best spiritual work with someone, directly or indirectly. I find my home, my spiritual home, my sense of self, when I'm surrounded by a community that sees me for who I am. Why do you come here on a Sunday? I mean, I know I'm highly entertaining, but it's really not enough to get you here every week, I don't think. Oh, and when I'm not here, you still come, and it wasn't like a total waste of time or anything. Don't be hurting Drac's feelings now. Right? What do we come for? We come to connect with each other. We come for the friendships. Some of us come for the free cookies. Most of us come because we walk out of here feeling better than we did when we came in. Right? And there's your sign. You want a sign? There it is, right there. You feel better when you leave than when you came in, than you are in a supportive community, by any name. You know, you hear someone sing a beautiful solo. Maybe they have a semi-operatic voice that just takes you somewhere else, that just moves you. And it's beautiful. And you also hear music performed by a choir or an orchestra underneath that single voice, and you realize that that beauty just expanded, that that experience just transformed and became something else. We amplify the power that we are when we are together. When we are together in creativity, in love, in pulling the sled towards a common goal. We amplify the power that we are, and we can see that personal power in each other, which means that we, again, are transformed. So there's something to be said about being part of a choir, being part of a team, or a book club, or a prayer circle. Because together, we see and feel the energy that we are in a greater way. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It means we're not out there doing it all by ourselves. And on those days when you feel just too tired to do anything, it's just all too much, just can't do it, you take a rest, and then you call a friend, or you show up at church anyway. You do something to connect. Once again, maybe you just read an inspirational book to get you back on track. We're here to be together. Not every minute and not every person every day, but we are here to be together because we are here to love. And love requires our action. So I'm glad that you come here. I'm glad that you encircle this idea of inclusion, of fellowship, of friendship, that you are encouraged by each other, allowing ourselves to put the strength in you when you need it and to receive it when we need it. How good it is to love together. I'm going to close with a quote from Thomas Kempis. He says that love is a mighty power, a great and complete good. Love alone lightens every burden and makes rough places smooth. It bears every hardship as though it were nothing, and renders all bitterness sweet and acceptable. Nothing is sweeter than love, nothing stronger, higher, nothing more fulfilling in heaven or earth, for love is born of God. Love flies, runs, and leaps for joy. It is free and unrestrained. Love knows no limits, but ardently transcends all bounds. Love sees nothing as impossible, for it feels able to achieve all things, feeling no burden, taking no account of toil. Love attempts things beyond its strength. It is strange and effective, while those who lack love faint and fail. Love is not fickle or sentimental, nor is it intent on vanities. Like a living flame and a burning torch, it surges upward and surmounts everything. So know that this community is blessed because you love, because I love, because together we are an expression of love. This sacred community is our circle of love. Namaste. Before we go into prayer, I just want to offer, this is not contagious. This is residual. Just so you know, I am not breathing cooties all over you, I promise. Checked it all out before I came back, so we're good. We're good. All right, I invite you to take a moment with me. Let's go within. And align once again with that feeling of being at home. Feeling loved and accepted, knowing that we belong to life, and that here today we belong to this community, this place of peace, this place of healing, this expression of love as Claremont Center. For this truth and energy that love is the very essence of our being, each and every individual and all of us collectively. And I speak my word for a clarity of purpose, that why we are here becomes and remains clear, that who we are simply expands and transcends whatever it is we're doing, that the power of Spirit is apparent not only to those who love us, but to ourselves. For from this place of knowing, this circle within me that is the divine spark, this circle that I see within your very own heart, where love and light are contained, this truth makes clear the path before us. We are blessed. We are so blessed. All that we are, all that we have, all that we are becoming, simply love transcending appearances. And so I say a word of gratitude. My heart is full. I am in a place of thanksgiving for the gifts we are to each other, for the gifts that this life brings each and every one of us, unique to each of us, and for the greater yet to be that we are all moving towards together. Life is a blessing. And so it is easy to release these words into the one mind, into that consciousness of creativity, trusting and knowing that this love shows up just as it can, as it should, as it must, so that we might show the world the truth of who we are. It is all good, for it is all God, and so it is. All right, I'm going to invite you to say our affirmation. And so that our friends online can participate, I will speak a line and ask you to repeat after me. That's not the right affirmation. There it is. I got it. We were going to be prosperous there for a second, but we'll do that later. We are that too. I'll do the one on this page. Okay. I choose to belong to life through community. I am strengthened by my circle of love. And so it is. And I believe you today. You said that like you meant it. I love it. Let's welcome back Tina Meeks for a little more music, shall we?
No, I'm not going to talk. I'm not talking. Start the music. I'm not talking. We're going to continue talking and celebrating love. Some say love, it is a river that drowns tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves the soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. And I say love, it is a flower, and you only see. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes a chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that life is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies the sea with the sun's love. In the spring comes a rose. In the spring becomes a rose. Just wait for it. The spring will bring a rose.
I have to say, I've never heard the rose done reggae style. It's awesome. Thanks to Jeff. All right, thank you, Jeff. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, on that note, let's do our prosperity affirmation now. Please know that all that you contribute to this community is what creates community. So we welcome your donations, we welcome your volunteer hours, we welcome simply your holding the high consciousness for this. And to affirm that, we're going to say our abundance affirmation. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive, I am prosperous now. There are baskets in the back of the room. There's also a donate button online. And though some of you have been asking, we have your tax report donation pages today. So if you're here and you haven't gotten it yet, make sure you see Mary or I after service and we'll get it to you. So that you can, we're saving money on postage. We're just going to hand it to you. Please check them if there's a question or something missing, you know, that extra $5,000 you gave us that we forgot to report. Let me know and I'll make sure we reprint that for you. We're so abundant, we can't keep track of it all. All right, we have some invitations, things going on. Wednesday nights are back, and we're meeting in here on Wednesdays at 7. There is a meditation at 6 o'clock in the practitioner room if you want to come early before that. So do come on Wednesday. 6:15. Sorry, 6:15 for meditation. Yeah, it's not right there. Do we have a topic or title yet for this week, Mary?
We're going to do a Valentine craft, and that we can deliver next door.
Oh, to the Claremont Place, their new name, I can't remember their name, Oak Park next door. Yes. Okay, so Valentine crafts, you don't have to be especially crafty. We give you the materials you need, and you just stick them on the page or whatever, right? It'll be fun.
Probably flowers and a card.
Flowers and a card. I can do that. So see you Wednesday night for that. That'll be fun. Unless, of course, you have a hot date, in which case we'll bless you in your hot date.
I'm bringing my hot date.
There you go. See? That works too. All right. Now, we have a couple of classes. I wasn't here last week to go around and poke those of you that said you wanted to take another class but didn't sign up yet. So we didn't start this week. We'll start in a couple weeks, but I do want to invite you to fill in the sign-up sheet. If you have questions about the class, what it is, how much it costs, how to get the book, all that stuff, please ask. I'll be back there by the table. Mary's got a class also that I think we moved to the 20th. Yes. To start on Tuesday night, the 20th. It's 5 Gifts for an Abundant Life. Yeah.
And again, if we're open to, if you can only do Zoom, if you can only do daytime, just write that on there, and
We'll make it work.
what we can do to make it all work.
Yep. I've been known to teach the same class 2 different times the same week to get daytime and nighttime covered, so we'll make it work. So we want you in class because we know, and I know you remember, that when you're in class, your life is better. Say after me, my life is better when I'm in class. Yes, that's right. I only speak truth from up here. So I encourage you. The 5 Gifts for an Abundant Life is all about abundance, as the name implies, and will definitely increase your own. What's not to love about that? The other class that I'm teaching is Infinite You as the Universe, which is based on the book This Thing Called You. And if you haven't revisited that book for a while, it's fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous. And again, I promise you, things will shift for you, which is why we take classes. And why we are in community to begin with is to transform. Yes, okay, got that done. All right, we have dancing opportunities on Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights. You can do line dancing on Tuesdays and belly dancing on Wednesdays, right over here in the hall. So make sure you check out the flyers in the back for that. And thank you all for the food donations that we've been taking in. And we'll also, we accept clothing and things too, because we also support Foothill Family Shelter. So if you're cleaning out your closets, you want to do a little early spring cleaning, bring it. We'll make sure it gets a good home and some good use. Do we have any other announcements? Oh yeah, we have a couple things coming up. We have an annual meeting in a couple of Sundays. We want you to be here for that. Tell you all about what's happening, what we're doing, where we're going, where we think we're going, ask you where you want to go. And we elect new board members because we have several people rolling off the board, which means there's room for a few more coming on. Right after service today, we have our board candidates that have already declared with Mickey, with our nominating chair. We're going to meet briefly and just do a little Q&A with some of the board members and see if we can clear anything up for you or get you as excited as we are to welcome you to the board. All right, yes, Chris.
Not a center thing, but my granddaughter Petra,
We know Petra.
is selling Girl Scout cookies.
Yay! All right, so I assume there's an order sheet in the back there. Okay, so everybody swarm Chris afterwards and get your cookies.
And you can buy them and donate them. You don't have to take them.
You don't have to take them home, although why you'd want to do that, I'm not sure. Yes, Graham.
A volunteer opportunity, we need people to help count the funds for the week.
Oh,
Do that once a month, please. Meeting.
that'd be great. You know, one of the ways to increase your abundance is to surround yourself with money. This is a really good way to do that. Once a month, you know, there's 2 people at a time. Count all the benefits that we have here in the center and bless it on its way. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, my friends, I think that's what we have. Oh, and I do want to say I have not forgotten that I promised you we were going to start a couple things in February, and then I missed last week. So we'll just start all those things in March. Some new music and the call to prayer on the first Sundays. All of that will be in place. And I think now I'm run out of things to say. Anybody got anything else? Are we good? Up? Question? There's a potluck with the annual meeting. So what you want to do is on the 25th, that Sunday, bring something to share, drop it off next door, come back here, we'll do our service, and then we'll go eat, and then we'll meet and vote and all that stuff. Eat and meet. Nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, let's stand up and let's rock out.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.